condensate, condensate makeup and dump system. This lecture is part of the lecture series on steam power plant systems. It may be useful for plant operating staff. This diagram gives complete picture for condensate, condensate makeup and dump system and feed water system. In this lecture, we shall be paying attention to the condensate portion of this diagram. Condensate starts from condenser hot well and then it goes up to deaerator storage tank. So we shall be paying attention to this portion of the diagram. Request. It is hoped that this session is going to be useful to you. Please press like button. Please subscribe this channel. बहुत जल्दी यह लेक्चर आपको हिंदी में भी उपलब्ध होगा. Steam after expansion in the low pressure turbine is condensed in the condenser. The main condensate is collected in the hot well, which is then pumped by condensate extraction pumps to the deaerator. The pumped condensate passes through gland steam condenser and LP heaters, where condensate is successively heated by extraction steam. During this process, the steam condensate collected from different heaters in the cycle joins the main condensate flow. Condensate is finally stored in the feed water storage tank of the deaerating heater or deaerator. A common minimum flow recirculation line is provided downstream of gland steam condenser to the hot well to protect the running pumps in the event that throughput to deaerating heater falls below a minimum flow limit. Each of the LP feed water heaters is provided with individual isolation valves as well as a bypass valve. Chemicals are dosed in the condensate line to maintain pH and conductivity of condensate water. Dissolved oxygen in condensate downstream of the hot well should not exceed 15 parts per billion or 15 microgram per kilogram. In the case of fluctuation in the cycle, condensate will be transferred to and from a condensate water storage tank as required. The level in the hot well is maintained by adding makeup water to the condenser or dumping condensate from the condensate cycle. Normally, in the event of a low level in hot well, condensate water will flow from storage tank to the hot well by the static head. If this supply fails to restore the level in an emergency, supply through a pump will be cut in. Once the level becomes high in the hot well, the condensate will be dumped to the storage tank. The deaerator is designed to provide deaerated water to the steam generator. It is a direct contact type heater provided with a deaerating chamber and a feed water storage tank of adequate capacity. In the deaerating chamber, condensate is sprayed from the top and steam flows in a counter flow direction to the condensate, and thus by scrubbing action non-condensable gases are released. Water in the storage tank is normally blanketed with steam to minimize absorption of oxygen. Dissolved oxygen in feed water downstream of deaerating heater should not exceed 7 parts per billion or 7 microgram per kilogram. Request: it is hoped that this session was useful to you. Please press like button. Please सब्सक्राइब दिस चैनल। बहुत जल्दी यह लेक्चर आपको हिंदी में भी उपलब्ध किया जाएगा।